Welcome back to Whatever Garage. In this episode, we're going to rebuild this carburetor. It's a Holley 4150. Let's get started. Now, I have mentioned this before. I bought this carburetor off Facebook Marketplace. Not too sure about its condition. Thought it was a good deal. Still think it is. Haven't found anything to deter me from that yet. But the seller was sort of questionable. So we shall see what we got. Like I said, it's a Holley 4150. It's relatively new. I want to say it's probably been made in the last 4 years. The date on it shows that it was a 1-year code, meaning either 1921, good Lord, I'm old, aren't I? 2021, 2011, or 2001. Don't think it was 2001 because I think they started doing this style within the last 10 years. But don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on anything if you're smart. All right, so we're gonna break into this. And I did order, and it finally came in. I don't mean finally, I usually get stuff from Summit within a couple of days because they're just one state away from me. So I don't want to sound like I had to wait a long time. I've been waiting a long time for all my parts here, but they're not from Summit. So was gonna order their name brand kit, but I would had to have waited. It wouldn't have shipped until July 5th. So on their site, it suggested this kit, which they sell, and it's a quick fuel. That's the name brand. I can't read the bottom part. Quick fuel technology. All right. So we shall see. I've had good luck with Holley so far, as in the one that I've rebuilt before. It worked good. And this one looks exactly like that one. It's just a little bit larger. It's a 750 CFM, whereas the one on the 81 Corvette is a 600, I believe. Either 600 or 650. I can't remember which. So let's jump into this. Or, do you want to take a look at it? Give you a little spin around? Right now. Now I have all my tools laid out that I might need. Most of these were from the Edelbrock rebuild, so I probably won't need some of them. Definitely need the attachment there for the drill and flathead screwdriver. And I'm sure I'll need the pliers. But we'll find out in just a second. So, came with a fuel rail. Whoopee, I could have bought one. But if you go to like the local box store, fuel rail like that's anywhere from probably $30 to $50. So, bargain? I don't know, when you incorporate it in the price, I mean, I got the whole thing for 200 bucks. I looked up on Summit's website, and an equivalent carburetor this size is $650. So, right there, I feel like I've gotten away with the steel here. Minus the stealing part. I don't believe in that. Alright, so typical fuel rail. Somebody decided to paint it. I'm gonna sand all that shit off. I want my stuff. I don't care for chrome either, but I don't care for this colorful crap. And it's got a fuel meter on it. I wonder how much they paid for this crap. And that's an AED Performance Fuel Pressure PSI. So we'll see if that's any good. We'll put that up there. Oh, yeah, you don't need to know about that, but my fusible links came in, just so you know. That is for part 2 of the other project. Okay, you can stay there. Actually, let's look at this first. Let's look at the rebuild kit. Let's see what we've got. Okay, another gasket. We have an extra one over there already. That's for base plate gasket. And we have the interior gaskets, and there's multiples because this is for multiple options. Okay, I did learn that doing the other one. just like you have multiple. Oh no, you don't have multiple. For these, you have one each and one each. All right, so then let me look at this. So 3 different interior gaskets, and I'm sure it's gonna be like base plate down here, or in between the base plate and the throttle body. That's what I'm calling it. Don't know if that's the right word or not, but hey, we're going for it. So let us lay these aside for now. And then, what else do we have? New needle and seat. Slightly different than the Edelbrock. Okay, yeah, the needle is actually permanently attached in there, it looks like, or maybe by an O-ring, but I'm not pulling on it to find out. Then you have your, don't know what it's called, but this is what gives you your little quick shot. It's a diaphragm. Different sizes, 1, 2, and 3. We'll have to figure out which one we need. Then you have these 6.5, 6.5, and if it wasn't so early in the morning, I would know what they're called. Another needle in the seat, and then all of your little O-rings, small gaskets, and clips, and vacuum port cover. Put that over there. Oops. Put all this stuff in here. I don't want to get it too separated yet. Okay? Put that back there. Now let's dig into this. Alright, the first thing I want to do is take off the choke. And of all the tools I have here, I do not have a Phillips head. Hang on. Take 2. We now have a Phillips head. I like this one better because you can take it off without having to take it apart. Whereas the Edelbrock, you have to take this apart. You have to remember this part goes up because this part goes underneath here. So in case I forget, we'll go back to this video and watch. Okay? Remember that, Scott. Take this part off. Just don't need it right this minute. And of course, there's no room to move it. So we're going to leave it. All right, now, she was missing an adjustment screw. I will have to order one of those, which I wish I had remembered and done the other day, but I forgot. Now you have the adjustment screw, you have the lockdown nut, and you've got several washers in here. 1, 2. Wow. This adjustment's really far down. This one's really far up. I hope there's something in here. That'd be just my luck and get screwed over. And this is an empty carb. You know, empty carbs aren't good for you. It's a diet joke. Sorry. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the story I got was this carburetor came off of a show car and hadn't been run very much. And by show car, I mean a hoopty. And out of all those, only one of them had a washer. Which one, you might ask? The top right. Oh no, they all did. Okay, I see them now. Look at me. About to talk smack and not pay attention. Let me get them off the bottom while I'm thinking of it. I don't know if the kit came with more, but it looks like it did. Just to make sure, I want to make sure I save these. He definitely painted this while it was on the car because there's nothing underneath it. Hey, I just noticed something. It came with a gasket. I mean, it's not terrible. It could be reused. All right, focus. Put all these back on here so I don't forget them. Okay, are we ready? Can you see? Let's do it this way. Getting ready to try and open this. Sorry, I'm looking because it's not moving very well. Let me get my hammer. Just a little rubber mallet. There we go. Okay. It does have a float in there and it's all the way down. So somebody has really adjusted this. And I guess I could show it to you instead of just saying it. See how it's all the way down? We'll have to unscrew that to get it to come back up. Actually, I think we have to unscrew it just to get it out. See, this kit has no directions. That's the one problem. No direction. I could get online and look it up, but what's the fun in that? Let me try and do it first. Here's the seal. And this seal looks like somebody really torqued it in because it's torn. So you got to remember that. All right, put that right there. All right, let's look in here. I know what goes in here, I just can't remember what it's called. Oh, that was on there, not very tight. What do you think would be the best way to get this paint off of here? You think if I dump this into the chemical tank? Or should I just use the Scotch-Brite, not Scotch-Brite, the triple aught, what do you call it, Brillo pad. So I've used a triple aught Brillo pad on chrome rims and they look beautiful. Doesn't scratch it up. Keep all those together. There we go. Oh, that's a big shot, I think. I'll say what size this is. It does not. You would think they'd have sizes on them. Let's just quickly compare. We have and it's not a big one, it's a regular one. So we'll go back with a regular one, okay? But for right now, let's put all this stuff back. Don't get it confused. Everything else in here looks fine. A little bit of paint we can clean off of there. And then this, we do have a replacement for this. And by this, I mean we have a replacement. Now, I will say it does look clean in here. I mean, it still smells of gas, so yes, it was used. We knew that. I wanted to look at this. This is different. This has a sight glass on the side with a snap ring. Okay? Edelbrock obviously didn't, and neither did my other Holley carburetor. My other Holley carburetor just had a bolt through there. And this is Holley products because this this float bowl in here says Holley on it. So it could be all original parts. Boy, having a snap ring plier would be really nice right about now. It's not working how I want it to, guys. Does this come with new snap rings? Not that I can see. A type of snap ring. Not sure if it's the right one for this because this is different than that. Let me just dig at it for a minute. Just everybody be patient, hold your breath. Oh, see, it's still stuck. That's the problem. I see it. Alright. What we have here is a destruction of property. There we go. It was stuck underneath there, so it got bent coming out. So, apologize. Then again, I don't apologize. Does that lens come out? It would seem to think so since it had a snap ring on it. Please tell me I didn't break it. Chipped it, but didn't break it. Sorry guys, I am observing this, looking at this stuff as we go, just trying to remember how I did it in the other one. I don't think in the other one I had instructions either. I think it was just a matter of what does this screw go to and what does that do, and still moves freely. Don't know what size this is, if it, or if they even come in sizes. There's no fuel in it. I don't know if there's any fuel in that or if it leaks. But nice shiny chrome inside. Don't know why. The paint's on the outside. This can be used in that chemical tank, but I think it can't be in there for more than 15 minutes if it's a like chrome stuff. I'll reread the back just to make sure, because I don't want to ruin that. I want the color off, I just don't want it ruined. Now, power valve, that's the name of it. There's your power valve. It's free moving. There are your jets. I do know those parts. And then this whole plate comes off also, so let's get to that next. And if I remember correctly, it just pops off, right? And no screws holding it. Not to mention, don't break any part of this. Got it. Remember that for the other side. Okay. 6.5 power valve, so we're good on that. Okay, gasket still looks like it's in good shape. We'll keep it for an emergency. And that's one side of a Holley carburetor. Take this cap off because it is dry rotted. So in the garbage it goes. I didn't make a garbage pile, did I? No. We'll flip her over and do the same thing. I'll bring you back if we find something different. All right, the one thing I didn't show was taking, fuel inlet / filter off. 3/4 wrench. And it's quite on there. But I also have a really nice vise that I never use. Can y'all see me on this? Yeah. Not sure if this will work. Not too hard, I hope. What do you think? Looking at it, go on like that, so come off towards me. Just look at that, nice and easy. I loosened it, that's what it was. So anyway, back to what I was saying. You got the fuel filter / inlet. And let me show you how it goes in here. The fuel filters definitely look, oh, and a gasket. They look freaking new. Okay. It goes, we'll put that one right there. And there's a spring inside that goes underneath it. Spring. I mean, stuff looks brand new inside, so maybe from that aspect the guy was correct. Everything's shiny new, and so far everything's in it. But what I want to do is, before we break into the big one, I want to put all of these in the tank. Okay, I'm going to put in the parts with all the blue paint. Try and get that stuff off. That's the biggest goal. To include the bolt heads. Okay. Let me look at this, see if this will go without everything on it. Yeah, it looks like it. We'll do this one next, one side at a time. Now, still got the power valve in this one, but it's got paint all on the sides. Let me take the power valve out. Get my trusty Irwin grips here. And she turns. Just like that. And there she is. Put this one back up here. And then I guess in here she goes. All right, 15 minutes. Starting now. Now while we wait for that, let's crack into this. So first things first, let's flip her over. And we have 6 Phillips heads in here. This base plate has a number on it. It says 11147. Don't know the significance of it, but there's a number there, so I figured I'd tell you, just in case somebody wanted to know. Okay, she's loose, and she's off, and she's dirty. I mean, just like rich dirty, that's what I mean. Okay, this base plate gasket looks like that one black one instead of the gray ones. Let's just look at it real quick. Oh, I didn't take that off yet. My bad. Okay, 'cause remember we got all the gray ones and then the one black one. So let's take this one black one and look. It is an exact match. So I guess these are for all sorts of other model numbers. Or maybe one lets more fuel through or more air through. The only difference between this one and this one is this opening here. On this one, it's a hole. On this one, it's a slot on all 4 sides. So I don't know if that means more airflow or more fuel flow or something, or airflow, whatever. All I know is they're different. I'm sure somebody can tell me out there, but I'm sure they're for another model number probably. I'm sure, and then I say probably. I hate that. Okay, put you right there. I'm gonna look at this and see if anything else can come apart. I mean, it can, but there's no sense in taking this stuff off. In this case, I'm gonna say, if it ain't broke, I ain't gonna fix it. All the butterflies seem to be tight. They close. I am gonna dip this also to clean it, and then we will lube it up. Now, what are we left with? We're left with a piece I have not taken off yet. Good question. Okay, it helps if there's little holes in there you can do that in. Should have noticed that before. All right, again, this gasket seems to be okay. See? We shall add it to the pile. And this power valve is not a power valve. It's a dud. Now wait a minute. If this is a double pumper, both sides are getting fuel, both sides have jets, why would this be a dud double pump or a dud power valve? I don't know enough about this to know, guys. You tell me. Why would this power valve not be a power valve? It's just like a blank you put in there to block the hole. I have 2 power valves over there to be replaced. And I think I said they were both 6.5s. They are. Or why would you not have 2 of them that actually worked? I do not know. Okay. Next, let's get into this stuff. All right, there is a Phillips head screw right here. Don't know, but it has a gasket. Oh, you know what? It's got the squirters in it. Okay, so then that definitely needs to come out. It says on the side of this one, 16. All right. What does the other one say? And this one says 26. Shoot. All right, remember that. But I do want to get this washer off. Or gasket. Where'd you go? There you are. So then what we're left with is this unit. And she's dirty. So we're gonna drop her in also. Let's see how long the other one's been in. It is time. All right, just so I don't have to drip it all over my floor, I'm gonna put it right here. Oh yeah, paint's bubbling off. Love it. Now we need to go run this to the faucet and rinse it off. Be right back. Well, that stuff works really well because for the most part it did eat some of the paint. The rest you can pretty much scratch off. And we'll go get a brush. Let's see if I can't brush a bunch of this off or sit it back in there for a little longer. I don't know. But pretty much all the other stuff, same way. You know, came off. There's little bits left here and there. See? And whatever that crap is just came right off. I do believe we will have this looking very nice soon. So now I'm gonna fill up the bucket and dunk the rest of this crap. All right, timer starts, 11:42. All right, so we know it's possible to get the stuff off. I just need to let this go back in for a little bit longer. I've already brushed it. Some of the paint's thicker and in the corners it's a little harder to get to, so it's gonna turn out beautiful. So I'm gonna drop this in there after this one's done. And then we will get to putting her back together. Well, no, because then we gotta drop this one and clean it. Then we'll get back to putting it together. Probably after lunch. The last thing we've got to do is to clean this. And it won't fit in there. So we're just gonna spray nine the living hell out of it. But I do want to show you this. This was blue. Now, I didn't get all the blue off because it's in the nooks and crannies. So I got a majority of it off. Enough that it makes me happy. Same with this one, see? I left the blue inside the Holley just for a little accent. To be original, I guess. Or different. There you go, a different. I want to be a different. My brush. Just gonna get all the carbon off. This adjustment running rich as hell. Probably backfiring because they didn't have it tuned right. Because it was a show car. Now I don't have much time to work out here because we've got martial arts to go to, and then we're all going out for a pizza party after martial arts. So we're having fun tonight. Plus it's a Monday, so hopefully it won't be that damn busy. All right, looking good, looking good. Do y'all see it anywhere on the table? Woo, let me tell you, it's that time of day. The air conditioner is not functioning very well in here. It's only supposed to be 90 today, but still. I'm looking for that Brillo pad. Y'all didn't see where it went, did you? Just a quick little bit here to get the blue off. Oh hell. Good enough for me. And there's still some on the body of it here, so we'll try and get the rest of it off. I might have to suffer and just leave some of this blue on here because it's gonna take a while to get all that off. And that's coming off. What's it doing to the finish? All right. Wunderbar. Means wonderful. Wonderful. Okay, guys. I think that is it for the takedown and take apart cleaning stuff. I think now we put it back together. What do you think? I think I'm right. To start with, the kit does not come with these things. And by these things, I mean that. Remember that was inside here? Okay, now, it should have a new gasket. Okay, those are the same. So as we get rid of them and replace them, we did decide this was going to be difficult, didn't we? Because I got to get in there and not squish this, right? That would be preferable. That is down. This can only go one way, I do believe. Getting this in there was easy. All right, that's in place. One more. Trying to get all the little pieces, parts together. We'll get all the parts that go onto the extremities here first before we put them back on, okay? Okay. What goes on here? Well, we're going to have a little gasket like that. It's going to go inside first. Then we're going to have the spring. Then we're going to have, this is where I'm confused. I've got two big washers here. This is a metal washer that was originally on it. And here I have a plastic and a, what do you call it? Cork, for lack of a better word. Let's just say cork. Let's see if the cork fits. Well, the cork does not fit, so I guess it's the plastic. The spring goes in first. Goes on there. Come on. That goes on there, and the cone side goes inside to the opening like that. All right, now, see, I always get that backwards the first time. The spring, that is. Alrighty, and that is going to be 3/4. She's on there tight, but not overly tight. Okay, then the next thing is going to be a little sight window. And this has a O-ring. And there are no O-rings in this one. None. There are, however, two bigger washers. I'm not a fan of that. This O-ring seems fine. So for now, I'm going to use it because no O-rings came in that kit. I don't know if I told you all this, but I took the Corvette out for a night for a cruise. When I went to that barbecue, it was about half an hour away. So I got to drive her for an hour. It was quite nice. Absolutely no issues. Except I need to adjust the carburetor a little bit better. If you slam on the brakes really hard and then let off, the car dies. I think it drains, or the float on the back of the carburetor, I don't think is up high enough or down low enough. When it doesn't have enough fuel in it, is what I'm saying. What are y'all's opinions on that? Have y'all ever experienced that? Slam on the brakes really hard and then let off and the car wants to die? I am just curious, fellers. It feels like it is down. And they came with C-clips, but they are a different style and they're not big enough. Shuzbutt. We need ones like these. And I don't have them. I have a ton like that. Well, doggy. That's a bit of a letdown. All right, now, the other thing I can do, get back to you, start with this one. We need to put in that, the new one. And what it is it's got that long nipple on it. Goes in the middle hole. And yeah, the glass is gonna pop out. I know. Pull on it just enough to get the part that secures it like that in. See? You can probably snip that little bit off. I'm not touching it since I don't know for a fact. Go ahead and get rid of that sight glass. Alrighty, getting finicky here. I don't have any backups, do not break. Ah, there we go. Okay, now, this is the old one. Spring goes on top, right? So it goes like that, and then that's what I believe. All right, new one. There are two. And there, and this one here. Brand spanking new. Is that right? Let me go back to my notes. It has been 2 days. Yesterday, I didn't have to, I chose to, help my buddy change the shocks on his Jeep, and then I had my niece over, so I was occupied, and now we're back to today, so we're gonna put this back together. And I think the way I ended it last time, I was incorrect in telling you this, because I was like, this was here. No, wrong. Spring goes inside, this goes on top. Okay, so that's where we're gonna continue from. Takes the 4 little screws that we kept together. Well, once you put this on, dummy. I'm gonna try and get this done as quickly as I can because this video is running really long. I may go back and re-edit it, cut out some of the boring crap, yeah, because a lot of this is just you watching me disassemble and reassemble stuff. Now, it could be educational. Remember I said, don't copy me or quote me. I am not an expert. Some of this stuff I'm doing for the first time. All right, but I'm just showing you what I'm doing. Okay, that is trash. The one problem we're gonna have is I don't have any snap rings, which we're not running this anyway, so it doesn't matter, at least not right now. Okay, this is the side that has the dud on it, which is actually the back side. All right, we did the gas inlet. Let's get it the right way. Okay, let's put in the needle and seat. All right, these are the old ones. We're the new ones. Here is a new one, okay? And when it goes in, we drop stuff. Hang on. Trying to remember how this goes in. Like this. So if I'm correct, this goes in first, right? This goes in like this. Yes, so let's do this first. Okay, lined up the holes, there we go. Okay, and then the needle and seat, remember they're one unit in a Holley, or in this Holley. don't know how far down to go. Let me use the, remember this side does not have the screw with the nut. That stuff is supposed to be delivered today. I did order it. Now, I'm not setting this yet. I'm just getting it so that it's in and functional, okay? See? Functional. Okay, I'm looking. All right, we have that, we have that, we have that, we have that. I do believe this portion is complete. This portion has nothing else to add to it except for the jets, and they're already in. Let's move to the next piece. Okay, it's already got this part in, so we need to add these. Okay, now the one thing I am going to do is, remember that little nipple part for the diaphragm that I pulled through? It sits really high. So what I am going to do is snip off the top of it, not the little bulb part that holds it in, just the top part because it's touching the float. I don't want anything interfering with the float. Does it or will it interfere? I don't know, but I'm gonna do it. Alright, just to show you, just the top. There we go. Get the stuff out of there. Alrighty, voila. Now we put the new seat in, or needle and seat for that one. Alright. Don't know how far to go with that either, so we'll just set it like a mid-range. How about that? And what you would do is you would set it to this. You want your fuel level coming up just to the bottom of this. At least that's what they told me on the other model. Might look it up for this one and give you more information later. All right, that's the big one. We don't need it. So what is this? Oh, what are you missing? You were missing a power valve, son. This is the old one, 6.5. New one, 6.5. Do not know how tight it's supposed to be. I'm just going to give it just a little cinch, not much. There we go. Enough that it won't come loose, okay? Now, since this is the back side and this is the back side, we will do it first. And you have to start off with the gaskets. Okay? Perfectly lined up. Not so perfectly lined up. Damn it. Oh, it's the holes. I should have known. Okay. I'll show you this because I made a mistake. It's got these little holes in the back. These are to align it. I had it backwards. That's why it wouldn't close. There you go. And then there, it's in. Now, there's that piece I dropped. Okay. It's right there. And the next thing is going to be this gasket. And these are directional apparently. There we go, now it fits. Okay. You know what? Getting ahead of myself, guys. We'll leave that on there since it's already fitted. Okay, it's falling off, never mind. Put it there. Let's put this back on. We know it's this one. Let's look and line up the holes. Okay, all the holes are lined up and exposed. They're supposed to be exposed, I guess. The biggest thing is making sure there are no holes that aren't exposed that should be. And they're not. We're good. Alright, now that is the back. So where's my plug? Vacuum port right here was plugged before. They give you a new plug. She's plugged again. Flip her over. There are two dowels that have to line up, okay? If they don't, I guess we got a problem. Can't see them to begin with. How about we do this? See how much easier that was? Now, do we have it the correct direction? That is the kicker. I don't think we do. This is the choke. Choke's supposed to be on this side. See, like I said, when you don't do your stuff in one day, that's the problem. But see, I thought this is supposed to be in the back, and that's the back. We need to go watch a video. Okay, we're doing it correctly. This is the front. Looked at the video, this nipple was this way, this was up front. That's the way they had it set up because the fuel line ran this direction, which is to the front. So we will continue on. Let us flip this over and bolt it in. Bolt it together. Screw it together. Whatever. All right, that part is done. So front, back. What am I thinking here? I'm not. Just looking to make sure I didn't leave anything or forget anything. All right. Now, it was the front that had this, okay? So we shall return it. Washer, thingamabob, other thingamabob, and lock nut, or lock screw, whatever. All right, now, with what is left over in the kit, the only clip it has, C-clip, as opposed to a snap ring, does not fit. We know that. So we cannot put the sight glass stuff back in yet. I will go today and maybe try and get me some, if they have them at the local box stores. Just in the side there. All right, but next thing to do is we need to put this back on. And remember we said that was up. And by that, I mean this. This is up and this hooks underneath it, okay? Yes, because that's where the spring goes. Yeah, okay. It's coming back to me. Sorry, guys. I do apologize. This is what happens if I don't do it the same day. I forget crap. So, what we have here is a completed, rebuilt, hopefully, Holley carburetor. Okay? I think she looks much better without all the blue paint. She's still got a little bit of remnants of it, but, you know, I can't get it all off. And frankly, I'm not going to try it. Takes too damn long. All right, these are all the old parts left over. And like I said, I'm going to save them for an emergency. Now these are no good because they're torn. And not to mention, hold on, I'm gonna save these. It's a sight glass. I will save these because they're not damaged. Why did I put that over there? That's mine. Okay. Let's clean up. Now, are we missing stuff? Probably. I will have to look up and see what bracketry we need. Like I said, this is all it came with, so I don't know what it's missing. But that's has nothing to do with what we just did. All right, last little piece. And then we have all the leftover stuff right there and labeled as leftovers, so we know it's new. It says Holley 1450 Carb Rebuild Kit, new, leftover parts. And then all the old crap is going to go in here. We're not going to label it old crap though. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this episode. That's how you rebuild a Holley 4150. At least that's how I rebuild it. Take a couple of days, forget how to put it back together, you know, that sort of stuff. I have this part on order, should be here soon. You don't need to see that. I'm going to test the Edelbrock first. If I'm not happy with it, then I will slap this on. If not, this is going to go on my truck motor for my other project truck. But anyway, it'll go on the run stand, so the first engine that I run will have this on it, and I'll show you how it runs. But that won't be for a while, so stay tuned, keep an eye out for it. Oh, and we gotta wait for parts for the sight glasses. Like, I'm gonna go today and get some snap rings. Next video should be me putting the transmission and stuff back together in the car and letting it run. as long as parts come. We developed another leak from another location, if you can believe that. So waiting on parts for that. Hope you enjoyed watching this. A little long, a little boring maybe. Maybe I'll throw some music in there so you don't fall asleep. So thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, subscribe, share it with your friends, and I'll see you next time. Whatever Garage, out.